Thanks for watching Littleton Common. And now, here's Barbara McCrae and Mark Crory. Welcome to the March edition of Littleton Common. I'm Mark Crory, and Barbara McCrae is here, as you just heard me say in the little intro. Well, we have heard the words, beware the Ides of March. But did you know that besides the Ides of March, which is the 15th, there's also the Ides of July 15th, October 15th, and January 13th. According to the Roman calendar, the Ides of the month was traditionally the middle day of a calendar month and once signified the new year, which meant celebrations and rejoicing. Did you know that, Barbara McCrae?
No, the Ides of March.
Beware.
That's what we always heard,
from
right?
Shakespeare, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure it's like that anymore, but you never know.
I think a lot of kids know what the Ides of March might refer to Shakespeare because it's still required reading, I assume, in school.
Let's hope.
Yeah. So anyway, happy March.
Yeah. Well, good. What do you think? February brought us snow and cold weather, and when we celebrated Groundhog Day, Punxsutawney gave the prediction of 6 more weeks of winter. We will see what that means in real life. Mm-hmm. Should I think about planting or not? Well, Garden Club is already starting to plan its annual spring plant sale, but first, there will be 2 interesting programs this month. On Monday, March 24th, they plan a trip to Mason, New Hampshire to Parker's Sugar Barn. And on Saturday, March 29th, it will be the Eyes on Owls. So if you're interested in learning more about the country gardeners, you can go to this site you see on screen. Believe me, you'll be glad you did.
All right. Well, Sam Alvarez is here again this month to tell us what's happening in March. They have a big fundraiser coming up. So Sam, tell us all about it.
Thanks, Mark. In March, we have several programs and events for all ages. Please check the library website at www.littletonlibrary.org for more information. On Saturday, March 8th at 2 p.m., we have a seed starting class with Judith Taylor. This program is for anyone new to gardening or the vegetable growing veteran. The class is interactive and attendees will have the opportunity to take home some seeds. If you haven't picked up your copy of The Years of Zero, Coming of Age and the Khmer Rouge, please do so now. The library is collaborating with the Littleton High School for this community read. Author Seng Tai will be at the Littleton High School auditorium to discuss his book on Wednesday, March 19th at 6 p.m. Teens interested in creating a jelly plate zine should visit the library on March 5th at 1 to take part in this fun arts and crafts event. The library trustees are also accepting applications for the Ray Grandy Scholarship. The scholarship is open to high school students with anticipated graduation dates of 2025 or 2026. Applications and more information can be found at the library website at littletonlibrary.org. The deadline is March 9th. Mini golf is also coming to the library again on March 14th and 15th. We'll have the fundraising night for adults 21 and over on March 14th and Family Day on Saturday, March 15th. Be sure to check the library website for how to purchase a ticket. Thank you, and we hope to see you at the library next month.
Thanks, Sam. Our little town is changing. Have you watched as construction has been active, replacing the Subway shop and the old barber shop where I used to get my hair cut when I had hair? I know it's early, but I hope you'll try to go to town meeting in May. Or watch your cable television channel, LCTV. Littleton Community Television is here so that you may keep up with what goes on around you. And you have the chance to be involved, so I hope you use it.
You know, there are approximately 10,000 people living in Littleton right now. 2,268 of them are seniors.
Wow.
1,200 are 50 to 59. The new center on Shattuck Street, hopefully, will bring more seniors out to enjoy the programs. And that program coordinator, my goodness, I have a tricky word there. Coordinator. Can't do it. What is the matter? All right. Listen, Megan Murphy hopes to encourage you to come in and meet old friends and make new ones. Seniors, disabled, and anyone in need will also have a place to go to find the help and support our Elder and Human Services has to offer. The outreach coordinator. I said it. I can't believe it. Alicia is working very hard to help anyone in need. And last month we met Megan Murphy, the new program coordinator. I think that programs are also an important outreach to help the health of seniors. Many get enjoyment out of meeting friends for a fun couple of hours. So thank you to Alicia and Megan.
Yes, they are two great coordinators. LCTV has a new podcast studio. I don't know if you knew that or not. The studio is completed through the work of Tom Glorioso. Tom is a member of the Troop 20 here in Littleton, and this was Tom's Eagle Scout project. And one of the new podcasts that records every other week is called 01460 On the Go. And this is hosted by Select Woman Karen Morrison and Town Administrator Jim Duggan. It's a great way for Littleton folks to stay informed about some of the more interesting topics going on here in town. Past shows, they've talked about the new Shaker Lane building proposal, the closure of Neshoba Hospital and the strain that it's put on the town's emergency services, and updates on the former Indian Hill building, which will become the new location for the Park and Rec and school departments, plus regular updates on 550 King Street, Neshoba Orchard, and all sorts of things. So you can watch the podcast on LCTV's cable channels or on our on-demand sites, our site and YouTube, our YouTube channel. Or you can download the podcast through Spotify, which I believe is a free service if you want to listen to advertising, but you can get it off of Spotify for free. And also another free app that you can download called Pocket Casts. And that has our apps as well on there. So either one of those things, but I hope you check out the podcast and stay informed. Since we don't have a local newspaper anymore, this is a great way to get your news and information straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So rather than through the gossip mill on the various social media sites, which I will say have become an area where people go to complain and spread rumors. So if you want the truth, continue to watch and listen to LCTV, your de facto local news and information station.
Excellent. Yes, do that. Okay. We've learned over the years that Littleton has many talented people, and some we have introduced, and more we have yet to meet. And today I want you to meet one such person. Welcome to Jerry Gantar. Okay, today my guest is Jerry Gantar, and I'm really looking forward to you meeting him and hearing what he has done. Another Littletonian who's very, very talented. So, hi, Jerry.
Hi. Well, thank you for inviting me here. I'm looking forward to the interview. A little nervous, but I'm sure you're going to make me relax.
Right, we are. Just think of it as we're in my dining room, sitting at the table, gossiping.
Having a couple drinks.
Yeah. Listen, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first, and also, what made you decide to do this book?
Okay, well, first about myself. I'm an 84-year-old, almost 84-year-old Littleton senior. Been married to my wife Beverly for 43 years. Originally from the Midwest in the Chicago area, and I moved out to New England in 1969 to work for a small computer company called Digital Equipment Corporation, and worked for DEC for 20 plus years, then worked for Compaq, then for HP, and took retirement maybe 12, 15 years ago, something like that. My wife is a longtime resident of Littleton, even before we were married. I had a home in Maynard, and when we married, I sold that and moved in with her in Littleton.
Good.
We have a home on near Gary's former farm stand on Sheridan Lane. And I don't know, we love living in Littleton. We love the convenience. We're a little concerned about all the development. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good.
It's going to change, but
Definitely.
But did you both like to hike? Because this book is about the White Mountains.
Yes.
And, you know, it's a beautiful book, first of all, and the pictures are gorgeous.
Thank you.
So I'm interested in you telling why you decided to do this.
Okay, a couple of reasons. I do enjoy hiking. I started hiking in my late 20s. At the age of 40, I hiked to the top of Mount Washington and back, an all-day hike of 10 hours. When Bev and I married, she got interested in hiking, and we hiked, at least, over the years, we've hiked at least 3 dozen trails in the White Mountains. When our kids got older, they developed a love of the White Mountains. In fact, our middle daughter has a home up there that she uses part-time. When the grandkids were old enough, they joined us. So we're basically a family of hikers. We've hiked to the top of Indian Head, the whole family. We hiked the Zealand Trail. We've hiked Lincoln Woods Trail and Falling Waters Trail, a number of trails as a family. So it's a great family interest.
Oh, good.
And it was nice to be able to share that interest first with my wife, then with her children, 3 children, and then with our grandchildren.
Great.
I started going to the White Mountains primarily because I was interested in landscape photography, and I would drive around New England. I went up to Acadia, up to parts of Vermont.
Oh.
And then one summer, in early October, I decided I'm going to try the White Mountains. I've never been there. And I arrived there, and I was just overwhelmed. I was driving along the Kankamongus Highway, and the colors were just gorgeous. It's like I've never seen anything like that before.
Well,
and as I was driving along, I had a whole week up there, and I spent that week hiking, taking tons of photos. Back then it was slides. And I loved that area so much that I decided I got to do this every fall. And I've been doing it for over 50 falls.
wow. And it looks like you liked it so much, you wanted to share it.
Yeah.
And so now we have this book, a visitor's guide to the White Mountains.
Yes.
And it's really got everything, I think.
Yeah, I had this great big binder. Every year before we would go up on vacation, I put together like an itinerary of what we wanted to do with road maps and photographs and handouts.
Yeah.
And eventually the binder was like 3 inches thick with stuff to do up there. And one day I decided, I love the area so much. I have all this information. Why not do a book? Share the information with other people.
Good.
So that's what I did. I set about writing this. I started in January of 2023 and finished the book and sent it off to the printer November of that year, and then published the book in December of 2023.
So you were ready. I mean, you were really ready because usually it takes people months and years to write it.
I had all the information accumulated over 50 years of visits. And I had like my little routes plan for scenic drives. I knew about more than 3 dozen different hikes up there. I revisited a lot of the natural attractions and did a number of other activities. So I had all the information in hand, and it just poured out. I was on the computer it took a long time. I was on the computer for easily 6 to 8 hours, 5 days a week.
Wow.
In fact, my wife, Beverly, didn't see a whole lot of me for a while. We'd get together over lunch and dinner, and then right after dinner, I'd head back up to my computer and start working on the book again. But it fell in place quickly. And the other nice thing is I had this huge reservoir of images, photographs that I had taken, and I incorporated many of them in the book.
Yeah, it looks like it. And I guess it looks like you're saying you need to go visit the White Mountains, meaning for anybody.
Right.
And this kind of tells them what's there.
Right.
And, you know, there's a lot of information in there to look at. And there are a lot of hikers out there, but also people who never hiked
Right.
that might be interested once they've seen
That's
this.
why- that's
or
why-
even just to drive up that area and take a peek, you know?
That's why I did the book. There are a lot of books, tons of books on hiking the White Mountains. Many of them bestsellers. But I noticed that there wasn't one book that was sort of for everybody, that gave them recommendations for 7 scenic drives. In fact, there are 7 scenic drives in the book that I recommend.
Good.
Each has a map and an itinerary and photographs of stops along the route.
Yeah.
There are 33 hikes that I recommend, and they range from very easy hikes, good for families, to more moderate hikes.
Good.
To 3 or 4 very challenging hikes, including Mount Washington, Mount Jefferson, and Mount Chocorua. And each hike has photographs of what you'll see. There's information about the trail itself, how long it's to plan for the hike, how many miles.
What about what you should take, like, with you?
There are recommendations for hikers in terms of, I have one whole page devoted to, if you're going to hike, these are things you need to be careful, you need to do. Among them, don't hike alone. That's the rule number 1.
Right.
Which I violated many years ago, unfortunately. But, and there are a number of other things that I recommend before people even go off and hike,
Good.
including sturdy footwear. And each trail, I describe it in terms of, this is a great hike for family, or this is a great hike for a couple. This is a good hike for someone that's a little older, that, you know, you don't want to climb to a summit, but you'd like to have a nice walk through nature.
Wow, I like it.
So there's a variety of things. And there's also a lot of information about attractions, natural attractions like the Flume, Lost River, the Basin. There's also a lot of information about other activities. If you're really into things, zip lining, off-road tours and adventures, skiing, snowmobiling, kayaking, tubing. So it runs the gamut. And that was when I talked to my book distributor, when I had this idea and he suggested I go ahead with it. He said, there's a place for this because there's no one book out there that has everything in it. He said, if you want hiking, you refer to these books. If you're interested in natural attractions, you have to look elsewhere. If you're interested in scenic drives, then you've got to look at another book. He said, your book consolidates everything into one resource.
Good.
And he said, I think there's a market for it. And the book is sold fairly well. It's been out a little over a year now. I've sold just under 400 copies. It's available on Amazon.
Good.
It took me a while to become a seller, but I managed to do it. And it's also available in about a dozen bookshops and retail shops in northern New Hampshire, especially the White Mountains area.
Good.
So it's getting good visibility. I still have a ton of books sitting in my family room waiting to be sold. But it was a labor of love. I think I mentioned to you in email. the White Mountains is my happy place.
Well, good.
If I want to go somewhere and just relax and take in nature, that's where I go.
Good.
And that was my intent in the book, too, is to share my love of the White Mountains with other people.
Well, I'm glad you did this while you were younger so that now you can handle the hiking trails that are for people who
Yeah.
can't get up there anymore.
No more Mount Washingtons for me. No, definitely not.
But it's really a great book. It does have everything. Is there one in our library?
There is one. I talked to I forget his name, our librarian.
Sam?
Yes, about a little over a year ago. And he said, sure, he'll purchase a copy. So it is available. In fact, after it was purchased by the library, about 6 weeks later, I took a look to see if anybody checked it out. And my goodness, there were at least 7 or 8 people that had checked out the book. So
See? Those are 7 or 8 people that are on the White Mountains.
Right. So
And they know how to get there and get down.
That's right. So there is interest. And I do need to hit some of the other local libraries, Groton, Westford, Acton. So that's one of the things that on my to-do list this year is to get into some of the other local libraries.
I think you should. But I think that people will put your website and how to get a hold of this and things to see, like you have a photography site, right? Photographs?
I have a separate website for my photography.
So I think that people need to go there. We'll put it up on the screen. And I think they need to get and see some of these and
those
read
are my
what you've
photographs.
put in here. It's great. Goes to show you again, Littleton's not a bad place to live, and we have a lot of talent. And here's one right here, but you're not the only one, because I heard that Bev has written children's books.
She wrote one. And in fact, another reason I did this is because before I worked on this, I helped her publish her children's book.
See?
She did it through Amazon KDP. It was the first time experience for both of us. We learned a lot. There are things we would do differently. And in fact, she's her own worst critic. I think she did a great job, and I think her stories are wonderful. There's 3 stories plus a counting exercise for children.
Nice.
And it's available on Amazon KDP. There's a long title. Basically, it's Lester the Hungry Lizard, and then there's a bunch of other things that she covers as well.
We'll have her on sometime so she can talk about that.
She's she enjoys writing. She's an artist, but she doesn't enjoy the artistic side as much. She likes the writing side. In fact, she would like to find someone, maybe at some point, to collaborate to do the
Pictures.
the visual side of it.
Good. That would be
But,
great too. We'd find that out when we talk to her.
But thanks to my wife, she gave me the impetus to work on this.
Well, I think, like I said, I am really happy that you came on the show to talk about it, because I'm not a hiker. My daughter is, and her boyfriend and kids, but and I'm kind of away from going that direction anymore. But I think it's a great book, and you've got to get it. Got to get it and see, what's in there. Read it page to page, book cover to book cover. And when you see Jerry, wave and tell him you've read it.
And if you bought my book, I'd be happy to autograph it.
There you go. I forgot about that.
And in fact, if they're interested in just what's inside the book, if they go to Amazon and just type in Visitor Guide to the White Mountains, it'll pop up.
Okay.
And there are several images of the interior of the book. And there's also a short video of about 80 or 90 seconds that actually gives them a look inside the book. And it'll give them a good idea of what's actually inside the book. If they're interested in before
I'm sure
purchasing,
people will do that.
Just take a look.
Yeah, but they can also get the book and keep it at home and take it with them when they hike.
Yeah. By the way, the video that I put up on Amazon, the voice is AI generated. So us seniors are up there. We're doing the latest technology as well.
See that?
You know, it's,
I'm proud of you. You know, all I want to say is I love New England, and I think we live in a beautiful part of the States, and we have a lot of things that we can do that are fun and
very fortunate.
beautiful and healthy, and so I think I'm going to hang around New England the rest of these days.
well, as a transplanted Midwesterner, this is my home. I find it difficult to go back to the Midwest because it's so drab. And, I mean, New England has so much to offer.
Right.
And I mean, from Littleton, it's a little over a 2-hour drive to the Cape, or a
Right.
2-hour drive to the Green Mountains or the White Mountains.
Right, right. We
Acadia
are-
National Park is only 5 or 6 hour drive from here. So we're very fortunate to
We
live in
are.
such a beautiful area.
We really are. My husband's a transplant too. He's from North Carolina, who always wanted to live near Boston. And now, I mean, the saddest part of his being here is he had the cutest Southern accent when I met him. It's all gone. He sounds more like he's from here now, but when he talks to his mother, I can hear the accent.
How does he pronounce Cuba? Is it Cuba?
No, as a matter of fact, he doesn't. It's Cuba. Depends where you're from in the South.
Yeah, we count our blessings living in Littleton and New England.
Yeah.
The only place I kind of dread going into is Boston. If somebody drives me there, I'll go,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to drive in myself.
No, no. Well, that means you're not going to do a book on Visitor's Guide to Boston, right?
Absolutely not. I've been toying with the idea of maybe doing a photographer's guide to New England.
That's
But
nice.
I don't know. I might do that. I have a lot of images of Vermont and Maine and Massachusetts and Connecticut, and I thought I could make recommendations in terms of if you're a landscape photographer or a nature photographer, here are my recommendations for
Yeah.
places to visit.
Good.
So that's possibly something I'd work on. My wife Beverly might say, "No way, I want to see more of you. I don't want you to go into hibernation for another year."
But we'll be looking forward to it. So, but thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for the invitation. I wasn't quite sure. I was a little apprehensive about this, but this was a fun experience. And to all those seniors out there who have interests to share, don't stand back.
No.
Call Barbara. Get on
Thank
her
you.
show. Enjoy your time here. She'll make you. You'll have a wonderful experience and really make it worthwhile. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, well, you know me. I'm a good time Charlie. And mischievous too. So, but thanks for coming.
Thank
and I
you.
look forward to seeing Bev again and also hearing about her book and letting everybody out there know that, again, talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, find out who has things that are of interest to our viewers, and give us a call, like Sherry said, and we'll put you on and let you give the works.
Yeah. Share your interests.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
That was very interesting. I love that area. You know, my wife is from upper New Hampshire area, the
Oh,
White Mountain area.
yeah.
So I spent a lot of time in that, traveling that area too. And I was fortunate enough that Jerry autographed a personal copy of the book for me.
Me too.
Yeah, so I'm going to use it
Yeah.
and see what else.
Do you guys hike?
Yeah, we still hike.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll do Mount Washington, but I'll go for the easy hikes. See,
Yeah.
that perked my attention when he said
Well,
that.
I talked to him later and I started to laugh. I thought I was teasing him when I said, "Oh, so do they have one for wheelchairs?" And he said, "As a matter of fact, there is a path."
There is.
He said, "So anybody can go."
That's great.
And I thought, "Oh, I was just kidding,
Yeah.
but that's wonderful."
No, these days there's all sorts of people can hike. Everybody can hike, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So it's wonderful. Well, I just want to let you all know that there are preliminary plans to have a telethon here on our LCTV station. That's right, a telethon. Work is underway, and we'll be looking for volunteers and talent. So if you are interested in volunteering, or if you have a talent that you want to share with the world, please give us a call at 978-540-2488. That's 24TV. Or email us at lctv@littletonma.org. We'll be looking forward to hearing from you, the talent out there. So watch for more information about the telethon during the next few months. And the proceeds are going to go to the Friends of the Council on Aging to help programs at the new senior center.
Right.
Yeah.
So that should be fun.
It should be fun. You know, we used to do the Senior Follies program, and this is kind of where that idea came, should we do another Follies or do something different?
Yeah.
So we thought we'd have the telethon in the new building. Possibly we're planning on October.
Yes.
And, it'd be a good showcase for the new building as well as
Talent.
the talent.
Yeah.
And a chance for seniors who are going to be in their new building, and this is their home court, so to speak.
Right. And we will be looking for talent, and we will be looking for volunteers.
Right.
So I hope that people get a hold of us to do those two things.
Sure, young and old. If you're a juggler, a comedian, a musician, no matter what it is, we're looking for you.
Right.
Yep.
Or if you even want to make a donation, that's a good thing too. We're going to be doing this to make money so that we can have more activities and more things done for the seniors.
Right.
Might even go for some of the programs where they're really in need, just so that the money's coming in a little of it anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to it. I want to be able to help, and I think we'll have fun.
I think it's going to be a blast. It's going to be good. So give us a call if you're interested in that.
All right. Megan Murphy has some programs you will be interested in for March, and this is at the Council on Aging. On March 11th, there will be a presentation by historian Chris Daly titled No Irish Need Apply. Then celebrate St. Patrick's Day by signing up for the March 13th St. Patrick's Day dinner, and that's sponsored by River Court, and it's held at the Shattuck Street Multipurpose Room. Come and enjoy the McInerney, another one, I hope I did it right, School of Irish Dance, and these are the Irish step dancers. And the fun begins at 4:30 p.m. And on March 24th, John Clark will be back with a music presentation titled The Girls and the Girls Groups. You won't want to miss these programs, so please call 978-540-2470 for your reservations. We have lots of good things to look forward to this month, and most of all, get ready for spring. It is coming. The first day is on March 20th.
Thank goodness. I can't wait for spring and warmer weather. And thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch Littleton Common. We've been doing this show for a long time, and we hope you enjoy it. And if you have a story to tell, as Jerry was saying, contact the studio at 978-540-2488. We would love to feature your story on a future show.
And most of all, don't forget to hug a senior.